Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Erminawati. I studied at Ibnu Khaldun Bogor University, graduate majoring in educational technology. On this occasion, I will present my journal research entitled the Influence of Blended Learning Models on Learning Motivation and Outcomes of Second Semester Journalism Student majoring in Islamic Broadcast Communication at UIKA Bogor. Abstract. Blended learning is the combination of several web-based, streaming, synchronous, and asynchronous audio learning strategies with conventional or face-to-face learning. This study aims to determine 1. The difference in learning motivation between students who are taught using the blended learning process and students who are taught using conventional learning processes. 2. Difference in the learning outcomes of students who get the blended learning process compared to students who learn conventionally. 3. Increased learning motivation after the implementation of blended learning. 4. Improvement of learning outcomes after the application of the learning process with blended learning. The result method is a quantitative method by means of quasi-experimental. The study population was 30 students carried out by random assignment. Data collection technique used written tests and questionnaires. The data were processed using analysis and tests with parametric statistic F-test and T-test. The results are as follows. 1. There are difference in learning motivation between students who are taught using the blended learning process and students who are taught using conventional learning processes. 2. There are differences in learning outcomes of students who get the blended learning process compared to students who study conventionally. 3. The learning motivation of students taught blended learning is higher than student taught conventional learning. 4. Student learning outcomes taught blended learning are higher than student taught conventional learning. Keyword: blended learning, learning motivation, learning outcomes. The subject of this presentation: 1. Introduction. 2. Research methods. 3. Result and discussion. 4. Conclusion. Introduction. The influence of information and communication technology in education is increasingly fell in line with the shift in learning pattern from face-to-face to more open media. Mason Air 1994 states that the future education is more determined by information networks that allow interaction and collaboration rather than school building. With the development of information technology in education, it is possible to conduct online lectures. Students can view class schedule, check finance, send files online. Lecture can teach students using the blended learning methods. The students studied where journalism students are of the studies in UIKA, Islamic Broadcast Communication Department. The field of journalism study aims to produce alumni to become media practitioners, journalists, or mass media analysts. The purpose of this study was to determine 1. The difference in learning motivation between students taught by blended learning and students learning conventionally. 2. Difference in learning outcomes between students taught by blended learning and students learning conventionally. 3. Increase learning motivation after the implementation of blended learning. 4. Improvement of learning outcomes after the application of the learning process with blended learning. Research methods. The research method used is a quantitative method by means of quasi-experimental. The design used in this research is pre-test, post-test, non-equivalent control group design. Research with a population of all second semester students of journalism science majoring in Islamic broadcasting communication. As many as 30 students consisting of two classes, class 2A as many as 15 students and class 2B as many as 15 students. The data analysis technique was carried out by first doing 1. Testing the analysis requirement with the normally test using the Kolmogorov-Smirnov methods with the homogeneity test carried out by the Levin test, and hypothesis testing was carried out 1 and 2 using F-ANOVA test for hypothesis 3 and 4 using the per sample t-test. Research and discussion. From hypothesis 1 with a significant level of 0.05, it is said that there is a difference in learning motivation between students who learn with blended learning and students who are taught with an exposure learning process. Hypothesis 2 with a significant level of 0.05 found that there are difference in learning outcomes between students with blended learning and students who are taught conventionally. Based on the calculation result, the F-table value is 4.561 and the significant level is 0.000 less than 0.005. Based on the result of hypothesis 3 using the 0.01 significant level, it was found that there was an increase in student learning motivation due to the application of blending learning, obtained the t-value of mean 9.604, smaller than t-table value of mean of 1.7996 for an error level of 5% and a significant level of 0.00 less than 0.05. Based on the result of hypothesis 4 using the 0.05 significant level, it will found that there was an increase in student learning outcomes due to the application of blended learning, where the t-value of mean 18.6x2 is smaller than the t-table value mean 1.697 for an error level of 5% and a significant level p of 0.000 less more 0.05. Conclusion. Based on the research result described above, it can be concluded that there is a difference in learning motivation between students who are taught with blended learning and students who learn conventionally. 2. There are differences in learning outcomes between students taught by blended learning and students learning conventionally. 3. The learning motivation of students taught blended learning is higher than student taught conventional learning. 4. Student learning outcomes taught by blended learning are higher than students taught conventional learning. That is the presentation from me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.